Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. I was just taking a break in my painting, having a coffee, and I was writing an email to Diana, the hummingbird nest, and I was going to take some photos of my work in progress and send them to Diana, but I thought then it'd give me an idea then, I might do a video instead and do a comparison between Maddison, who's the Aloenka sculpt by Natali Blick, and then my new creation. I was going to say baby, but she's big. She's too big, my child. My new child, who's the Angelica kit by Reva Schick. To Maddison is the Aloenka. I got my words mixed up then, didn't I? Maddison is the Aloenka, and she's 40 inches, I think, supposed to be tall. Normally she wears a 2 to 3 years old size top, and then I get her a 3 to 4 in leggings for the length. They wouldn't think there's much in the width, but I get a 3 to 4 in leggings, and then she wears a 3 to 5.5 shoe size socks. So I always felt that she was quite big. But then we have our new little lady there, who I knew she was big because obviously I'd seen Mum's, but I hadn't remembered how big, because I'd got used to Maddison, I think. Oh, by the way, as well, Maddison's face looking a little bit ropey today because I started to do a little bit of work on her face, but I didn't. I just brought her in for the comparison, so I was just trying to take some of the blush out of her face a little bit. So I started to take it back a little bit with some alcohol, and then I'm going to build it back up again. But in between things, when I get my new baby done now, my new child, it feels funny to say child, but when I get my new one done, then I'm not gonna get any more for a long time. I've got a Skyer asleep in progress as well, but once they're done, then I'm not going to buy any more for a long time then, because we won't have any room for one thing. But I'd be quite happy with my collection then. It was sort of peaked. I'm really happy with it. I don't want any more. There's nothing I aim for. There's no sculpt that's saying please buy me. And I don't want to sell any of my babies. I tend to keep them until, like, forever. I don't have a rotation with them. But I just thought it'd be really interesting today to see the comparison between the two. As I say, Maddison is about 40 inches tall, and the new one is about 43 inches tall. It's only 3 inches, but obviously you've got the body goes up, doesn't it? The body size goes up each time. And she's a much bigger child. This is I've just rested her head on her body to give you an idea, and do you know what, painting nipples is the most funniest thing. It's like, what colour, how dark. When I did Maddison's, I literally just went on and went brush 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 with a little bit of sort of a pinky colour and left it there. But I wanted to try and get a bit more realistic with this one. I wanted to try and I mean, I'm no great artist, I can't even draw anything more than a matchstick man, but I wanted to try and make it as realistic as I could get it for my own pleasure. So at the moment she had a few skin layers, and I've put her eyes in because staring at those empty sockets was like, oh, it was driving me nuts. Plus as well, I wanted to start getting an idea of the colour. I think I'm going to go for a mid-brown, a sort of mid-browny sort of colour wig for her. I'm going to go for a wig. I've picked the one I want. I'm going to be ordering it next week, and that will probably take a few weeks to come in because it's an actual child's wig. So it's going to be made. It's not just like a doll's one where you buy off the shelf and then you just wait for it to be delivered. Some of them take up to 3 weeks to be made, the different ones. I haven't checked for this one. I just thought I'd get her painted, and then I'll put a hat on her until it comes in, and then I'll put it on her. So it's not a bother. It would take me weeks to root her anyway, and she'd be having a hat on in between you know, sessions of rooting. But she's looking quite good so far. She's got Lauscher hand. Is it Lauscher you pronounce it? But the German hand-blown glass eyes, and they're in a lovely blue. See if I can bring her a bit closer. And it's quite interesting because being they're handmade, she's actually got one pupil that is bigger than the other, and the bigger pupil looks better, but it's that handmade thing, that uniqueness that I quite like. It's only a tiny bit. If I bring her in a bit, you can probably see her. Try not to make her too scary. But if you look on her, that one is nice. This one, this side, which would be my right. Yeah, it'd be your right too on it. It's just a tiny bit smaller, but it's a lovely sort of. They're blue, but it's a. It's in some lights it's a violety blue. In this light it's blue, you know, nice blue, if you see what I mean, a nice mid blue. But in some lights, like in the living room, I was looking at them earlier, and they look quite a violety blue. Very nice they are. And she's got a little bit of definition coming in around the eyes, the ears, the nose, the mouth. Just so, and then I'll just build up the layers from there then. And then the body's just the same. I've got a few layers on there. Started to put a little bit of definition around the collarbones and the boobies. She's got the boobies, but it'll be mostly just the skin. Oh, and also I decided that on the back I'd give her some moles. So she's got some little moles on her back. Maddison has moles actually. She's got 3 on her back. It's like a little sort of thing, isn't it? I don't know what to call. Oh, oh dear! I'll just go and get a head, shall I? Come back. That's so funny. But to go back to comparison, stay there, please. If I put. Let's see what you can see. Yeah, she's back now. If I put her head... Right, I'm just going to check in, looking through my camera now, through my phone. If I put her head to Maddison, there's a huge difference. And you can see the difference in the painting, how you, even though Maddison's being messed about with at the moment, you can see the difference in the painting, how you progress as you go along. Plus as well, this vinyl is really easy to paint. It's quite amazing actually. I've been really enjoying it. It's made me wonder I ever managed to paint a Reborn, because they're very pale, and their vinyl is totally different to this. This is easy. It takes the paint really well. And then if you look, if I bring her arm, this is so strange, isn't it, handling body parts. And you put it, let's go around the other side of my tripod where it was originally before she got beheaded. And then if I turn Maddison to the side without her falling over, let's see what you can see. That's a huge difference. Let's turn you around. There we go. Oh, right. Fighting with all these big parts. If you put her arm there, even though there's not a huge difference in the length, there's just that couple of inches. I'm sorry if you hear my tummy rumbling. But she is a lot bigger. Her hand, look, can you see that? It's not too high. Yeah, see? It's a lot bigger, isn't it? And the legs are the same. If I put Maddison's foot up, I'm just hoping she don't fall down now. Don't fall down, Maddison. There we go. And then you compare, see what you can see. Let's turn her around, that'd be easier for feet, wouldn't it? Oh, not again. Oh, my giddy auntie. Oh, I'm going to leave this video as it is. It'll give you a laugh if nothing else. Right, okay. And she's going to give in now as well. Stop copying. Stop copying your sister. There you go. Right, just stay like that. Right. Maddison, her foot is a lot different. It's supposed to be about... Maddison takes a size 5 or 6, depends on the make. And I was reading online and people were saying that the Angelica takes size 6. But I can't see that, to be honest. I'm going to have to measure. Oh, just ignore Lexi. Hubby's out on the balcony and She wants to go out there, so she's barking at him. There you go, sweetie. There. Oh, what a nightmare. So, yeah. So it's quite a difference. I haven't started painting any of the limbs yet. I'm just working on the most important bits at the moment, the head and the torso, and I'm going to go back to doing that now. And then in between times I will be working on Maddison as well, and sort out her blushing, because I've never really been happy with it. And oh bless her, she looks like she looks a bit queasy, don't she? Maddison does. So there we are. That's God, I'm so puffed out now, fighting with these two. I don't think I'll be able to make my new baby very heavy, will I? I'll never get her off the floor, never mind anything else. But also as well, I've picked a wig. I don't know if I said I picked a wig, and online it looks a nice sort of mid-brown, and it's going to be a long curly one, like a sort of wavy curly. That's the idea I've got. Looking at her now, I think it should be nice, but we'll see when it arrives. I'm hoping it's good. I don't really want to get it after like 3 weeks and then put it on and the colour's all wrong and I have to send it back and start all over again. That'd be a nightmare, wouldn't it? But we'll see. We'll stay hopeful, stay positive. We'll get there. So there we are. It was a bit of a struggle, but I hope you get an idea how different they are in size. Megan at Baby Doll Love as well. We were talking about the sizes, and she said because I was saying that the new baby's huge, and she was saying, but Maddison's 40 inches, so isn't she? And I was saying, yeah, but the new one is 43 inches, but she's a whole bigger build. She's a bigger doll altogether. But I'm quite enjoying it. It's been quite intriguing. I bought her an outfit just to start her off when she is done, so she's not naked. We can't have a naked child running around, can we? It's bad enough with the boobies hanging out. And I hope that YouTube don't flag it now, but if they do, oh well, there you go. It's paint. YouTube, it's only paint. I was wanted to look on YouTube, online for skin tones and for ideas, you know, for like about a 5-year-old. And I say to hubby, how do you look online for skin tones, for ideas, without people thinking you're a bit odd? You have to be careful what you type in, don't you? It's a bit scary. I don't know how like artists manage, but I did actually find some good advice that I hadn't seen before on Wikipedia and thing about doing skin tones. So I might try that out in a minute. Even though a lot of the Genesis heat set paints are, you know, already pretty much in the range, and you can mix them to what you want and this kind of thing. I usually use the Flesh 08 and maybe a little bit of a darker one. The labels come off it, but I think it's about a 3. Add a little bit of that one to it, and then sometimes if you want a little bit of golden undertones, put a little bit of burnt sienna in there, that kind of thing. But you just mix it up. Don't be afraid to mix it. For years, I just used the colours as they were. And then recently, I saw a video, and I've forgotten the lady's name, but she does, she's got a whole set of tutorials for looking at. They're really good. Even when you paint a lot, they're really good to go over, because sometimes you get like a bit of a block. You're looking at skin tones and mixing skin tones for hours on end, and sometimes you get that you just cannot see the wood for the trees. You just have to leave it alone or put it away for the rest of the day, because you know you don't want it too pink. But it can build up and be too pink or too pale, and as you're working away you don't even realise it for a long time, because you get so used to what you're looking at. And it varies with the light as well. Each room I've taken her in the flat, she looks different. In the living room she looks more pinky, and you know where she has got colour it looks a little bit more pinky, and her eyes look more of a violety blue. In here she looks a bit more natural, and her eyes look more blue. So it's quite amazing, really. Yeah, really interesting to see the changes. So there we are. That's how far I've got. Don't know if I can bring her in a little bit. She does look a bit paler actually. Look at that head. Luckily enough, I won't have to fuss with that too much. I'll just paint it skin colour, because I'm going to put a wig on it. So I was thinking I'll put some layers on there, and then that might even help the glue to stick to her head, because it will make a surface on the vinyl. And also you don't really want to have it that she's got no colour on there at all, do you, and have like an ending to your paint. I'll just whop it all over her head. So there she is. So it can be really cool. I've got a name or two in mind, but we shall see. I want to pick something with meaning, and I've got one in mind, but I'll let you know when she's done, just in case. I'm not cursing it, because every time I say about what I'm going to call this baby or that baby when it's finished, then when it's finished, I was going to say born then, oh my goodness, but when it's finished and completed, then you look at it and you think, actually, you don't look like that name now. So I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to have 2 or 3 names, and then when she's finished, you know, I'll put it together and I'll put her outfit on her. I've got one to start her off so I can see how things fit. Just a cheap one from Asda. It was actually quite good, actually, I thought. It was only £7. It's got like a tunic style dress with it and a pair of leggings. And I thought, wow, you know, if you have got like, you know, real kids, that would be really handy. It's a good price. I like that. So I bought just one for now, and I'm going to see how that fits before I go indulge. And I've got a few things in my basket on next. Gorgeous pair of leggings. Well, and you can either buy these leggings on their own, or they do come as part of a set as well. And there's a couple of tops that go with them. It would make a nice little wardrobe to start her off before we get on the run up to Christmas and winter bills and, you know, minding our pennies. So I'll let you see how it goes. So that's enough rambling for now. I'm going to go back to my painting. I'm going to do a couple of hours more before I give in for tea. It's 12 now. So I'll do an hour or so, have a break. Do an hour or so, have a break. Following what the OT told me about fatigue, and she said, like, you know, take a break after every half an hour or an hour. Well, after half an hour, I've barely done anything. But sometimes it only takes half an hour, doesn't it? And that's it. So I've waffled on long enough. I'm looking, it says 17 minutes. Oh my goodness, 17 minutes of listening to me. You're very brave. So thank you if you stuck it out to the end. And I will show her again when she's even more finished. When I've probably the next time now, I'll probably take a few pictures and as she goes along, and then the next time you'll probably see her when she's all put together, but probably minus her hair, because that'll probably take a little while to come through. But I'll put her outfit on her, weight her, pad her up, put her all together, and then I'll put a hat on her, put her outfit on her, and show you while we're waiting for her hair to come through. So thank you for popping in. I hope my rambling made sense. I hope you're all having a great Saturday as well. Have a lovely weekend, and I shall see you soon. Bye.